These petitions have ensured we have the very best training for law enforcement and other public sectors by helping us form the Commission for Effective Inclusion of Individuals with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities in Maryland by telling the one story of Emma, a heartbroken sister, about the tragic death of Ethan. Change.org also helped us pass the ABLE Act by telling the one story of one courageous self-advocate, Sarah Wolf, on what the ABLE Act means to her and how Sarah's Change.org petition helped us attract the national media attention of Wall Street Journal, a New York Times editorial board, Al Jazeera, and the list goes on and on. It also assisted with our Self-Advocate of the Year and telling Garrett's story on his right to pursue his dream as a mixed martial arts fighter. These are just 3 of thousands of petitions that Change.org has worked on to make sure the voice of the people is heard. It's my pleasure to welcome to the stage John Perry, the Deputy Campaigns Director for Change.org, to receive our Organization of the Year. John.
Wow, well, thank you all so much. It's actually my first time meeting both Sarah and Emma. It's just really fantastic to finally make that happen, as well as Garrett. And this really just means so much to us. Not just Change.org as a platform, as an organization, but also to me, who's had really the privilege of working with extraordinary people like Sarah and Emma and Garrett and Sarah Wolf as well. For as a platform, our goal is really to create the best tool for people all over the world to be able to create whatever change it is that they want to see in the world, to empower them to be able to do that. And I think at the end of the day, what that tool does best is help people tell their stories, and tell their stories in a way that inspires other people, once they hear them, to help create change. And we saw that so much a couple years ago with the petition that Emma started for justice for Ethan, and that almost 400,000 people signed. And it really just showed us that these stories inspire people, very much so, and create real change. And then Sarah Wolf came along and started a petition in support of the ABLE Act, which honestly at first we were like, I don't know how this is going to do with people. It's about like tax reform. And but through her story, people were able to understand this and relate to it, empathize with it, and understand that this was an essential piece of legislation that affects people all throughout the country. And over 250,000 people signed the petition. She testified before the Senate and mentioned how many people signed the petition, which for us was just like fantastic. It was really great, inspiring to see that kind of come full circle. And there's really no way of us being sure of this, but as far as we know, Sarah was either the first or one of the very first people who happened to have Down syndrome who started a petition on Change.org, to actually start that petition. We don't know if, she certainly won't be the last, but she also definitely paved the way for Garrett to start his petition for his right to compete in mixed martial arts, which over 125,000 people have now signed. So during Sarah's campaign to pass the ABLE Act, she said something that I think encompasses the Change.org mission more than anything else. And she said, I learned to be an advocate for myself, and that's when I learned to be an advocate for others too. And that to me just means so much to us as an organization as well. So I hope our platform continues to inspire other people within the Down syndrome community to start petitions, to advocate for changes that they want to see, and keep coming back and using it. Thank you all so much for this, and have a good night.